My dear students, this is a final class before the Thanksgiving break, and I want to give you some 3 minute short lecture before our long break. And I gave you the one handout about a couple of weeks ago, so-called the delegating responsibility. This is so very important concept, and I hope my students will keep that in mind for the rest of your life. I'll be talking about leader. Manager is a kind of leader, and I say the leader must make use of other people's abilities rather than solely relying on your own. This is the case about 2,000 years ago in China, and in the handout you could read that Confucius, one of the greatest philosophers in the world, heaped extraordinary praise on one of his pupils. His name is Zhan Zijian. He was made vice governor of a district, and he was running the town or his district so well, and despite that, he seemed to be not working that hard. He's spending most of his time playing guitar and musical instruments in the daytime. But, surprisingly, his region ran like clockwork. Everything is productive and everything worked well, and people were satisfied with their work and enthusiastic, and they are elated. And it is quite contrary to his predecessor. The man who worked before him worked really hard from early in the morning till late at night. He got up early, like 5 o'clock, and then began supervising people like 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock on time. All day long, he was the last guy to leave the office, like 10 p.m. But, he was not able to run his town effectively. Productivity was not there. Performance wasn't up to his expectation. People were not motivated. But you know what? What's his name? The GGN, like the next guy, stepped in, and he seemed to be spending most of his time having fun, like reading books in the daytime under the shade. But his whole town run so effectively and incredibly well. So that Confucius asked him, "What's the secret to your success?" And that guy told Confucius that I let my subordinate work. I'm not depending on my own capability to every single details. I'm a manager, I'm a leader. My responsibility is let other people work hard and satisfied with their achievements and their performance. He said that if you try to do everything yourself, you will soon come up against your own limitations. You have only 24 hours a day. You cannot really intervene every single details of your subordinates, and that's virtually impossible. So, as a leader, and what you're trying to do is minimize your interference. Trying to not to meddle in your subordinates is like an independent mindset. And he says that when people are given a degree of responsibility and entrusted with a job, and they will usually get the job nicely, nicely. But on the other hand, some supervisors are trying to, give a responsibility to their subordinates only half-heartedly by, looking into every single details, or tightly controlling, or like what, trying to, like meticulously supervising your subordinate. These guys were not going to be motivated. No one's want to be directed by anybody. So I think the GGN is a true leader. He knew the gist of leadership. All right, you see that? So I think my students understand the importance of delegating power. Empower people to take the responsibility for their work. That's the only way that you make your organization performing well. And I think Google, Amazon.com, leading companies are following this rule of GGN. And I think when I was a student many years ago, some of my friends break up with their girlfriends. And I was curious, they looked fine and relationship went smoothly. And what's the reason behind it? Often the reason is that they are not delegating responsibility. Maybe it's not really responsibility thing, but trying to meddle in their girlfriend's business too much. So I think my students, before the Thanksgiving break, you fully understand the importance of delegating power. And this concept, you need to keep it in your mind for the rest of your life. Anywhere you go, particularly if you want to be a leader in your organization, that's a very important lesson. And Confucius emphasized it, and Matsushita Konosuke, also the god of Japan in business, stressed that. And I also think this is one of the essential elements and qualification of great leader. Have a great Thanksgiving break.
You wanna say wow? You better say pow pow. I wanna run away. I need your love tonight. Baby, you gotta go get the high five and the lights down low. You wanna say wow? You better say pow pow. I wanna run away. I need your love tonight.